Assalamu alaikum students, I hope you all are fine. Students, today we will solve the exercise of unit 4, that is data communication. In exercise question number 1 is fill in the blanks, in which the first fill in the blank is dash is the exchange of data between devices. Those devices maybe they are computers or mobile phones or any other communicating devices via some form of transmission medium. So the proper word or the term is data communication. Data communication is the exchange of data between devices, that is computers, via some form of transmission medium. Those transmission media may be it's a wired medium or wireless medium. So both types of mediums are possible. Second fill in the blank is the continuous signal in wave form are called analog signal. Normally we have two types of signals, or data is represented in two forms, that is analog and digital. So in communication, the signals or the data is carried by the medium in the form of analog signals, while the data or the signals inside the computer system, they are actually in the form of digital signal or digital data. But during communication, when it is carried by any medium from source to destination, so at that time it has to be converted into analog form, and this conversion of signal from digital to analog and from analog to digital is actually done by the communication device called modem. Third fill in the blank says that a set of rules that guides or governs data communication is called protocol. So a protocol is actually a set of rules or procedures which must be followed while using any communication network. So it's a set of rule regulations for communication or data communication, or these rules actually guides or governs data communication, and they are called protocol. Fourth fill in the blank is in dash transmission, data is transmitted 1 byte at a time. So the correct option is in asynchronous transmission, data is transmitted 1 byte at a time. So in asynchronous transmission, the time interval between consecutive bytes of data is irregular, so that's why it is called asynchronous transmission. Further, the concept of start and stop bit is also used in asynchronous transmission, and it's a bit you can say this method of communication is not that efficient as compared to the asynchronous transmission. Synchronous transmission, which is the advanced method of transmission, is more efficient way of communication used by today's communication technologies and used in full duplex communication technologies. Fifth fill in the blank says a fiber optic cable is made of glass or plastic and transmits signals in the form of light. So fiber optic is a type of wired transmission medium which carries data in the form of light by following the concept of total internal reflection. Sixth fill in the blank says that dash is the loss of energy as the signal propagates outward. So it is called attenuation. Attenuation is the loss of energy during propagation. Attenuation is actually a communication impairment. Seventh fill in the blank says modem stands for modulator and demodulator. So modem actually combines two devices, that is modulator and demodulator, which are responsible for performing modulation and demodulation functions. Modulation means conversion of digital signal into analog, and demodulation is the opposite of modulation, which is actually the conversion of the same analog signal which was converted during modulation into the digital form at the receiving end. The eighth fill in the blank says that DASH is an intelligent device which routes data to destination computers. So router is actually a communication device, and it is more intelligent as compared to the hub or switch devices, and it is capable of performing the routing function. Routing means finding the best route from source to destination. Ninth fill in the blank says that data rate and bit rate is the speed at which binary digits, that is bits, would be transmitted over a communication path. So that is actually the measurement of speed at which the binary digits are going to be transmitted over a communication channel or path. 10th fill in the blank says bandwidth is the information carrying capability of a communication channel or line expressed in cycles per second, or you can say hertz. So bandwidth is actually the total capacity or the maximum capacity of the communication medium in terms of carrying the amount of data, or the maximum amount of data carried by any communication medium is called the bandwidth of that communication medium or channel or connection. Question number 2 says select the correct choice for each question. MCQs number 1 says what are raw facts and figures given to the computer as input for processing called data. Remember that initially the raw facts which are given to the computer for performing some processing or to convert it into a useful information on the basis of which we can make some decisions, those raw facts, those meaningless facts are called data. So once they are processed by the computer and converted into useful information on the basis of which we can get some meanings and we can make decisions, at that time it will be called information. But initially we used to give raw facts which are called data. Second MCQ says which of the following is an electronic device that can convert the analog signal to digital and vice versa. As we discussed that the communication device used for this purpose, that is called modem. Modem performs modulation and demodulation, which is actually conversion of a signal from digital to analog and from analog to digital. Third MCQ says what is a device used in a communication system to send or transmit data to another device called sender, of course. So there are actually some basic components of a communication system that we discussed in this unit. So out of those basic components, sender is also a component, and those 5 basic components are actually sender, receiver, transmission medium, message, and protocol. Fourth MCQ says in which type of transmission data is transmitted block by block or word by word simultaneously. So the correct option is option D, that is synchronous. Here you can see correct options are highlighted with yellow color. So option D is the correct answer. Fifth MCQ says which of the following is an example of guided transmission media? So of course satellite is a wireless technology, microwave is also a wireless technology, infrared, which is option D, that is also a wireless technology. So the only guided media or wired transmission media we have here in these 4 options is Option number C, that is coaxial cable. Guided transmission media means the wired media where wired physical wires are used for communication. So coaxial cable is actually a type of wired transmission media which is used for communication or transmission of data. Sixth MCQ says, which technology allows computing devices to communicate via short range wireless signals? So for short range, in these options, option D is the correct one, that is infrared. It is a short range wireless communication technology, and satellite is a wide range, or it is called wide area network. Satellite is a wireless communication technology which can cover even the whole globe. So it's a wide range or wide area network. Microwave is also a wide area network technology. Cellular radio is also or cellular networks is also a wide area network. But infrared is actually falls into the category of local area network, or sometimes we call it personal area network, because they can communicate within few meters of distance, especially like electronic appliances. They use infrared for communication between the remote control and the appliance. Like we used to operate our television or LED with the help of remote. So in those appliances, infrared is actually used, which can work in a short range or which can communicate in a short range. Seventh MCQ says, in which of the following transmission impairment the signal changes its shape and form? So that is called distortion. When the signal changes its shape and form, this type of impairment is called distortion. Option B is the correct option. 8th MCQ says, which communication device is used in networking environment to connect computers to the same network? So that is actually called switch. So switch is actually a device. It's normally called layer 2 device, or you can say that it's a MAC layer device, but normally we used to call it layer 2 device, switch, and it enables us to connect with the same network. And now the question arises that which device allows us to connect different networks with each other? So that is called the router. Router enables us to connect different networks with each other. So switch connects the users with the same network. Normally we use switch device to implement or to make a local area network within any short or small area, like a building or an office or a computer lab. So switches are used to implement the local area network in any short range area, which enables the users to connect with the same local area network. 9th MCQ says that what is a unit of signaling speed? So that is called baud. Baud is the unit of signaling speed. Correct option is option A. Okay students, so with this the exercise of unit 4 data communication is done. So in the next lesson we'll start unit 5, which is related to computer networks. So if you have any question in this lesson or in this exercise, or even in the whole unit of data communication, so you can ask me those questions in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe my channel Computer Tuition Academy. Thanks a lot. Take care. Allah Hafiz.